Hi, and thank you so much for joining me today on the Think Her Now podcast. Today, I am joined with Miss Tori Carter. She is an amazing community member, a mother, a sister, and a friend. And I look forward to talking with her about all that she has been doing. And I know she's going to drop some gems that you don't want to miss. So please stay tuned and listen to my conversation with Miss Tori Carter. Hello, and thank you for joining the Think Her Now podcast. Today, I am here with the amazing Tori Carter. I look forward to having this beautiful, uplifting, and inspiring conversation with Tori. Tori,
Yes,
thank you so much for being here today with me.
it's truly an honor. I'm so appreciative to be here, and I'm looking forward to an amazing conversation with you today.
Awesome, awesome. So, Tori, we're going to just jump right into this.
Yes.
You know what this podcast is about,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, for everyone who's watching and listening, who is Tori Carter?
Wow. Who is Tori Carter? I would say Tori Carter is a woman of God, a mother of two, very energetic, ambitious, and God fearing. Sometimes she can be somewhat reserved, but for the most part, she's loving, caring, and very loyal.
Oh, okay. I ain't mad at Tori.
Yes, I try.
So, Tori, tell me about your journey of where you are today. Like, how did you get here today?
Ooh, wow, Ange, wow, Senator. So, born and raised in Jersey City, New Jersey. Grew up, of course, downtown. I was the only child. Grew up in a two-parent household,
Mm-hmm.
so everything was pretty much on me. My parents always taught me to strive for your best and do your best. So that's exactly what I did. Once I graduated from high school, St.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony's High School to be exact, I actually got pregnant. I was a teenage mom, and I had my son, my first son, at the age of 19.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents had every intention on me going to college, but I never went. And I knew, being that I was going to be a mother,
Mm-hmm.
I had to choose a career that will set the standards high for me and my child. So I went into law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
I did law enforcement for about 27 years, and I am so proud to say that I retired last year. After
Yes.
being on the job for 27 years, hard work did pay off. And after retirement, I decided that I just didn't want to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I then moved on into the financial industry. And one of the reasons why I chose the financial industry, because I wanted to pour into my children what my parents really didn't pour into me, which they didn't have the knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
but they pretty much taught me about generational survival.
Mm-hmm.
And they never really taught me about generational wealth. So it was very important for me to pour into my children, and feed my children and educate them on what my parents didn't really do for me.
Wow. Well, I'm also a teenage mom.
Yes.
I had my baby when I was 16.
Ew. Okay.
And just like you, I told my mom, I said, I will not be a statistic.
No.
And here I am today.
And look at you.
And look at you, girl. That's
So proud
amazing.
of you. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I'm proud of you because the
Thank you.
fact that you were a sheriff officer,
Yes, yes, yes.
that's
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
Tell me, what are some of the barriers that you had to go through that you knocked down during your 27 years as being
Wow.
a sheriff officer?
So, right, straight from the rip, we had to cut our hair. Okay, that was first things first. We had to cut our hair going into the police academy, and it had to be, to your ears. And that was a little challenging for me, but I was like, you know what? I'm willing to do it, whatever I have to do in order to make this happen.
Mhm.
And I did it. And the biggest step, one of the biggest steps I had to accomplish was going into the police academy for 6 months.
Mhm.
And it was a little hard,
Mhm.
but I pushed through.
Mhm.
I was actually the oldest in my class, and I paved my way through. I started out as a juvenile detention officer,
Mhm.
and we didn't have too much of an intense academy. But once I went to the academy, which was Jersey City Police Academy for the
Mhm.
sheriff's office, um, it was business. It
Mhm.
was business. I mean, sit ups, push ups, physical training was very intense.
Mhm.
Although I was short,
Mhm.
I was so out of shape.
Mhm.
I didn't come from a family that ran. So getting in shape was priority. I did hire a trainer.
Okay.
Yes, I did
Listen,
hire a trainer.
investment.
Omar, yes. He trained me, I want to say 3 months prior
Mhm.
to me going into the police academy. So it made it a little bit easier. But I was a mom of two by this point,
Mhm.
and being a mother and being a wife at that time,
Mhm.
it was a little challenging because it wasn't coming home fixing dinner. It was coming home studying. It was
Mhm.
coming home making sure I had everything in order and being prepared for that next day, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
So it was a challenge. It was definitely a
Wow.
challenge, but I made it through.
Yes, you did.
I
Oh,
enjoyed it. I met some wonderful people, and I'm still pushing.
that's amazing. And now you're
Yes,
doing financial.
yes,
So
financial.
let's talk about that.
Yes, yes, yes. So I am no longer protecting the streets. I am now protecting people's finances.
Okay,
With New York Life, yes, I do enjoy it. I'm learning a lot, and I'm trying to pour into other families, especially in the community, because they do not know how insurance policies work. A lot of people think an insurance policy just consists of a death benefit. However, there's so many different benefits and advantages you can use
Mhm.
by using a policy. And one thing I taught my children early on, someone actually showed me
Mhm.
how to invest into a policy, and the money will grow for you, cash value. So that's another reason how I was able to retire after 27 years, because many moons ago,
Mhm.
I was able to put my money into a vehicle.
Mhm.
It grew for me.
Mhm.
And once my 27th year came, I seen how much money I had. And I was able to pull out and reinvest. And of
Nice.
course, I showed my boys as
Mhm.
well. Um, it's sometimes in some cases it's a risk.
Mhm.
And a lot of us, we are robbing Peter to pay Paul. But the main thing is sacrificing. Do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. I remember when I first got my insurance policy, life insurance policy. My mom had it, and then, as I got older, she said, "All right, it's time for you to get an insurance policy."
That's right.
And till this day, I still have my
That's
insurance
right.
policy.
That's right.
If
That's a
if I didn't
blessing.
learn nothing else,
That's
I
right.
learned
That's a
get an
blessing.
insurance
Get
policy.
an insurance policy. Something with, even if you don't have the funds to invest in something with cash value,
Hmm.
you want something, put it in a vehicle. That way you do not leave your family with a mystery. You want to leave them with a
Yes,
legacy. A lot of people don't know, but you want to leave them with something. Don't
absolutely.
leave that burden on them.
So, when was the pivotal moment for you when you learned of your purpose or your power?
So I will say, I was living in Columbia, South Carolina. So right after I had my son,
Hmm.
of course, being a teenage mom, I relocated to Columbia, South Carolina with my mom. My mom and my dad were splitting up. They were going through a little messy divorce.
Hmm.
And I relocated. When I relocated, I was trying to find my purpose. I met some amazing people, amazing leaders
Hmm.
in Columbia, South Carolina. And I'm a social butterfly, and it's not really hard
Yes, you
for me to
are.
make friends. But I realized the environment was beautiful, but my home was Jersey.
Hmm.
And after being there for 2 years, the quality of life was great. However, like I said, this was my home. I relocated back up here
Hmm.
to New Jersey. I came across a lot of good people, community leaders like yourself. They took me up under the wing, and they showed me the ropes, and they said, "Come on, you have a lot to give. You have a lot to offer. You love kids.
Mm-hmm.
Get into law enforcement. I was like, me, law enforcement? I said, that's so small to be in law enforcement. And I remember one of the community leaders, God bless him and may he rest in peace. Um, he said to me, William Breaker, he said to me, yeah, you can get a job as a correction officer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I don't think so. But then I thought about it, and he said, you can go into juvie, juvenile detention
Okay.
center. So that's where I pivot, and I said, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. I'm not going to say no because I don't know what it's about. So I said, I'm going to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a shot, and when I went on my interview, I was interviewed by 3 other officers. It was a sergeant, a lieutenant, and an officer.
Mm-hmm.
And they explained to me, well, we had officers that was bashed, abused, beaten, and
Mm.
hereby juveniles. Do you want the job? I said, I take it. I'll take it. But again, I was thinking career. I was
Yes.
thinking benefits
Mm-hmm.
for my son. But not only that, I was thinking, how can I make a difference in a
Absolutely.
child's life?
Because you were already a mother.
Exactly. I was already
So.
a mom,
Mm-hmm.
and how I wanted to try to pour into these children.
Oh my.
And it was a beautiful thing. A lot of the children that came across
Mm-hmm.
the juvenile detention center, I still keep in contact with them
Oh,
today.
that's
And I will say a handful that I'm super proud of. Super, super proud of.
that's amazing.
Yes, yes. So it was a huge pivot for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I did it, and like I said, it also allowed me to open up a modeling studio. Little bit after, back in 2010,
Mm-hmm.
I opened up a modeling studio and etiquette school for girls, and it was a beautiful blessing as well.
Yes, because you showed me how to pose.
Yes,
I think that
yes.
picture behind you, I got that pose from
Yes,
you.
and you've been doing it since then. You've been doing it since then.
Like, see you
I
pictures.
don't think I need to help you.
Look.
Yes,
This is
yes,
from you.
yes. And I always tell the girls, the beauty comes within. I said
Absolutely.
that's half of the battle. The way you carry yourself, the way you are with others, that's your beauty there. You just work it and wear it with confidence at all times. So you already had it. You already had it, sis.
Well, you
Yes.
helped me,
Yes.
get it
The
out there.
walking part,
Yes.
yes, and the pose, yes.
So if you can define your legacy in one sentence, what would you say?
My legacy would be, again, do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do. Keep God first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
and pour into your children. If you have children, pour into your children and explain to them the value of pouring into their children. Like, I'm building my legacy not only for my children, but for my children's children.
Mm-hmm.
So you do what you got to do so you could do what you want to do. It get greater later.
Oh,
It get greater later.
okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about empowerment.
Yes.
What is a way how you empower yourself?
A way that I empower myself, I would say, in the morning, I start off with the prayer line, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
My prayer warriors, they keep me going. They keep me encouraged. They keep me empowered. They keep me uplifted.
Mm.
After I get off that prayer line, I go into my meditation,
Mm-hmm.
about 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll start my day with just listening to some music, in
Mm-hmm.
some cases. And I do whatever God, or however, wherever God is guiding me that day
Mm-hmm.
or leading me, that's what I do. But most of all, I love surrounding myself around uplifting people.
Beautiful.
Positive people, places, and things are very, very important. I love helping people. I love pouring into other people, but I've learned to surround myself around the uplifting as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, yes.
So right now, just think of your younger self. What is an advice you would tell your younger self?
I would say, younger self,
I want to hear this.
how could you love yourself when you don't even know? How could you love someone else and you're still trying to find yourself and love yourself? I was so young. We love ourselves, of course, when we're young, but digging deep and knowing and finding out about yourself, it's hard to determine that when you're young.
Mm-hmm.
But my younger self, I would tell myself, love on yourself first before you love on someone else. Pour into yourself first. Take advantage of of all the advantages that's
Mm-hmm.
presented to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it for granted.
You know, like when we get on the plane, right? The steward
Yes.
says, put the oxygen mask on you first before you help someone else.
Yes.
So this is what you're saying.
Yes.
Love yourself,
Self,
right?
yes.
Know
And
yourself.
let me tell, yes. And I would just pour into others 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's okay. I'm okay. It's fine. I'll sit on the floor and you could take the seat. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's how I was, just taught to be kind and courteous. But sometimes I would feel myself just overextending,
Mm-hmm.
overextending myself. But I've learned to love myself first.
Absolutely.
And then pour into others. Because you're no good to others, not until you're good to yourself.
So how do you celebrate yourself?
I celebrate myself.
I wanna hear.
Yes, I travel. I travel at least once a month or
Okay.
once every other month.
Okay.
And it could be a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
It could be traveling with my sons,
Mm-hmm.
or going out of the country. I love traveling. Going to get massages,
Mm-hmm.
going to nice restaurants to eat. That's where all the weight came from.
You looking good, girl. You
Thank
looking
you,
good.
Thank you. But I do go to nice restaurants.
Mhm.
I love sometimes staying at home, just being reserved,
Mm-hmm.
just getting into myself and um, writing and thinking about things I want to accomplish.
Okay.
You know, good music,
Mm-hmm.
but and uplifting people. Like I love surrounding myself around people that I can learn from.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So now this is the moment.
Yes.
Have you ever thanked yourself? And you have to be honest. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thanked yourself?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
No, I really haven't. I'll thank God
Mm-hmm.
for myself, but I never thank myself.
Okay. So today is that
Yes.
moment.
Yes.
I want you to think of something that you have done or something that you're currently doing or something that you want to do, right?
Yes.
And I want you to thank yourself. So how you do this is you have to say your name, right? Because you are thanking yourself.
Yes.
So I look in the mirror and I say, Angela,
Yes.
thank you, and I keep going.
Yes.
So I want you to do that
Okay.
right now.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to give you my phone,
Okay.
right? And I'm going to put it on a selfie.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you the selfie. So here you go. So I want you, because now it's a
Okay.
reflection on you,
Thank you.
and I want you to look
Yes.
and I want you to thank yourself.
Okay. Tori Carter, I thank you for your confidence. I thank you for never giving up. I thank you for your determination. I thank you for your loving spirit, your patience, your um, being committed to the community. I thank you for pushing through during all the hard times and the days that was very, very difficult and challenging. I thank you for loving on others, pouring into others, giving back, being kind spirited, working hard, pressing through. I thank you for keep going and glowing. I thank you for the mother that you are to your children. I thank you, Tori Carter, for trusting God and putting your faith in God and not allowing anything to um, deter you from what anything that you want to do in life. I thank you, Tori Carter, for pressing forward and never giving up. I thank you.
Go ahead,
Yes.
girl. How did that
That
feel?
felt good and different. I never did it before, but I'm gonna start doing it so I can become acclimated with it.
It felt
And it's gonna
different,
be, yes, it felt different,
but it
and I
felt
want
good.
it did, and it made me really think. It really made me think. Well, I never thank myself. Never thank myself.
Well, you did today.
I sure did, and I
And this is
liked
not
it.
going to be the
Yes.
last time that
That's
you do
right.
it.
That's right. I'm gonna definitely make this a part of my routine when I get up and
Beautiful.
right after I get off my prayer.
Look, it
Do
could
I
be
feel like
one thing that you want to do, one thing that you went through, right? It feels so good
yes.
because it allows you to actually look at yourself.
Right.
And when you started, because I was listening, right?
Okay.
When you started to pivot, you
Yes.
brought yourself back
Yes.
because it's about you.
Right.
So you did it.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate you. So then I appreciate you.
So I just have a few more questions
Sure,
that
take your time.
So what is one book or one song that helps you? Or one scripture? Like what is one thing that helps you throughout
I
the
will
day?
say a scripture. I would say a scripture first. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I've been through some turmoils. I've been through some letdowns, but I never allowed it to keep me down. I kept pressing and kept pushing. One of my favorite songs is the God in Me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, although I'm not religious, but I am very spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
and I put God first and foremost in everything that I do. So that's what helped me push through as well.
Awesome. Do you have a mantra or a motto?
Um, Not really, but I will say, my thing is it get greater later.
Well, there you
It get
go.
greater later. It get greater
But there
later.
you go.
Yes.
So, is there anything that you want to say to the audience?
I will say, again, do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do. Because I'm loving the dream, I'm loving the dream, and just keep pressing. Don't never give up, and surround yourself around the positive people, places, and things.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes.
And how can people connect with you?
You can connect with me through social media, Tori Carter, or my email address, s.o.tcarter@gmail.com.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, Corey, I'm calling you Corey.
It's
Well,
okay.
Tori, I am so grateful that you accepted the invitation to be on my podcast.
I thank you.
I love you so much.
I love you more.
And I know you are going to do more great things. Thank you for helping people get their life in order
Mhm.
or even expand their life. Your children have a beautiful mom.
Oh, thank you. I
And
appreciate it.
you are a community mother too, because you've always been in the community. Every time I
Love the
call you, you be like,
community.
yes, Ange, yes, Ange. And you're like,
I
yes, Ange,
try.
yes.
I
So I appreciate you and
say
know
likewise.
that God got you.
I appreciate you. Yes,
Well, thank
indeed.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, today we spoke with Tori Carter, and she dropped some gems and she shared part of her story. And she actually thanked herself live
Yes,
for
yes,
for
I
the first
did. I
time.
did.
And she did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
So please connect with Tori and also stay connected with me at thinkhernow.com. Thank you. Until next time, I look forward to connecting with you. And remember, you deserve your thanks.